Here we are in Wimbledon with my old friend, colleague, and Hall of Famer Steve Flink after the two ladies semifinals. And now we know who are the finalists.
Yes, Anisimova, the American. How about that, Ubaldo? We have an American finalist, first in Serena Williams, and we have a resurgent, revitalized Iga Swiatek, who's looking to win Wimbledon and add that to the 5 majors she's already won, 4 Roland Garros, 1 U.S. Open. So it's an exciting final and an intriguing one. I think that you have to make Iga the favorite going in, but not a heavy favorite.
Yeah, I do agree. We must say that yesterday we thought Swiatek was going to win, but probably we didn't expect she was going to win, losing only 2 games,
yes.
6-2, 6-love against Bencic. While about Anisimova, well, what happened, Steve?
Well,
you want to say it?
No, you know I have a great memory, Ubaldo, but I don't remember the prediction I made yesterday. I just can't recall.
You said that someone was winning in 3 sets.
I said Sabalenka, and for a while it looked like she might. It was a very hard-fought match, actually. You could argue it could go either way because the first set went 6-4 to Anisimova, marathon final game of the set. It came down to that one break, 5-deuce game, and finally a double fault from Sabalenka at set point down. But then Sabalenka comes back and wins the second and gets an immediate break at start the third set, but didn't convert a game point on her serve in the second game. It was an uphill battle from there, and the next thing you know, she's down 5-2. And then she made quite a comeback. She saved a match point on her way back to 4-5, serving for 5-all, only to get broken after saving 2 more match points on a spectacular forehand winner from Anisimova. I think that Sabalenka on that last match point thought she had her, but it was a tremendous shot from Anisimova to finish off the match. So it was very, very, very close and suspenseful skirmish.
Yes, and normally Anisimova best stroke is the backhand.
Yes,
but she finished the match, as you said, with a fantastic forehand.
Yeah, you're right. Well, I think her forehand really came through for her today, Ubaldo. I'd say forehand to forehand, she certainly held her own at the very least with Sabalenka. Sabalenka was, once again, went through many mood swings in the course of the match. She was very upset with Anisimova because Anisimova hit a winner off the net cord to go up 5-2 in the third and was very celebratory after hitting the shot.
Yeah.
Not sympathetic to Sabalenka, but thrilled to win the point, and Sabalenka wasn't happy about that. There are times when, frankly, Ubaldo, that I feel that Sabalenka just is too prone to feeling sorry for herself instead of just getting on with it.
Yeah, well, this happened particularly at Roland Garros when he lost the final, and she said she lost to Coco Gauff, and she said, "I played horribly."
Right.
I mean, and she was talking only about herself and her worst performance ever, or something.
And
like
then
that.
and then what adding the insult to injury, she came in the press conference and said that if Iga had beaten her, Iga would have beaten Coco. So she was finally they resolved it. They got it straightened out. Coco didn't take it too personally. I thought she handled it beautifully, and they made amends before Wimbledon here. That's fine. It's just that once again, you noticed, as I did, that Sabalenka left the court very quickly. She did hug
20
Anisimova.
seconds. I don't know. She must have prepared the bag before.
Yeah.
Because
no, it was
there
quick.
No way that she.
So it's unfortunate because she's a great player. We understand her frustration, Ubaldo. She won that U.S. Open last year over Pegula, goes to Australia, loses a hard-fought 3-set final to Keys, then loses that final in Roland Garros to Coco, and now the semis here. She's always so close. But this year she has not been able to nail down one of the premier prizes.
Listen, Steve, what we should say maybe a little more is about Anisimova, because not many people know her. I mean, even if she was in 2019 the youngest girl who played the semifinal, in Roland Garros.
And who was there to see it? You were there, I was there.
Yeah.
And what happened? She lost to Ash Barty, who went on to win the title in a very tight 3-set match. She acquitted herself very well in that. So we thought at that time, Ubaldo, this girl is going to be great. Now, we didn't know she was going to go through suffering family tragedies, losing her father when she was 17. So many things happened to her that turned her life upside down, and she had mental struggles, understandably, given what her life was like. But now she has really she seems to have found some stability and confidence and happiness, and you see it in the way she's competing.
Yes, we must say that even if the parents were Russians, she was born in New Jersey.
Yes,
and also Michael Chang was born in New Jersey.
Correct.
Hoboken,
and the hometown of Frank Sinatra.
Yeah, the hometown of Frank Sinatra, and New Jersey is the state of Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah.
But she was asked if she knew Bruce Springsteen. She said, "I don't know him," which was
she keeps winning like this. If she wins the title, I have a feeling that the boss, as they call him, would be happy to meet her.
Yeah. Okay. Look, let's talk now about the men's semifinals. No, you have an American who could reach the final. After Andy Roddick in 2009, and we remember what happened in that match.
Andy Roddick had played maybe the match of his life in defeat, winning the first set from Roger Federer, go into a tiebreak in the second set, and Roddick leads 6-2 serving, loses the next 3 points, but he's serving again at 6-5 and missed a backhand volley that he should have made that couldn't put him up 2 sets. He eventually lost 16-14 in the fifth. Heartbreaking loss.
Yeah. It would be impossible nowadays, because nowadays when
Right.
you are 12 all, you play a tiebreaker.
Yeah.
So anyway, so Fritz, who was in the final at the US Open last year and lost to Yannick Sinner.
He was kind of Sinner was kind of lucky, wasn't he? No, I'm kidding.
No.
In all seriousness, Sinner thoroughly outplayed him in that final.
Yeah. And so this is one. I mean, what chances does he have to beat Alcaraz?
A friend of mine asked me that question this morning. We email back and forth all the time, and he said, "What do you think? 20% chance for Fritz?" I said, "No, 10%."
Okay.
And I think that's being generous, and that's no insult to Taylor. I'm just looking at the matchup and how I think it should play out. And to me, the best case scenario for Fritz is he gets a set. I'm not even expecting that. I think Carlos is probably going to. I'm not looking at 2, 3, and 2. Close sets, but I think Carlos most likely wins them all and perhaps drops 1 set in a tiebreak.
Okay, there is a match between the number one in the people's mind, because Alcaraz is number 2 in the rankings, but he won the last 2 Wimbledon editions.
Yes.
At the semifinal, we have number 1 Sinner, number 2 Alcaraz, number 5 Fritz, number 6 Djokovic.
But let me just throw in one thing, Ubaldo. You said to me in the press room right now, and I can understand why you said it. Was Djokovic the number 4 seed? I said no, 6. He should, if a panel of experts would have seeded this tournament, Djokovic would have been seeded 4th.
Oh, for sure. Maybe
even 3rd. Yeah, right.
Because the actual number 3 was Zverev, and the number 4 was Draper.
Yeah,
and so sometimes the computer doesn't understand anything.
No, exactly. And let's face it, he hasn't missed a final. He's been in the last 6 finals, Djokovic, and he's been in every final, starting with 2018.
Okay, now we have to say something about the other semifinals: Sinner versus Djokovic, and here it's more difficult to make a prediction. It's not that someone has 10%.
No, not at all. Not at all. No, I in the end, I'm picking a Sinner in a very close 4-set match, maybe 7-6 in the 4th. I think it's going to be a tight match. I think they're probably split sets, and it'll be no easy matter for him. If you look at the match in Roland Garros, Ubaldo, 6-4, 7-5, 7-6 for Sinner. Djokovic got better in each set.
Yeah.
And was at 5-all, 40-15 in the second set, and had 3 set points in the third set. So he played well. He got started a little bit late, didn't play as well in the first. But I think on the grass, he's more comfortable. He's beaten Sinner here in 22 from 2 sets down, and in 23 in the semis, he beat him in straight sets. So granted, Sinner has improved immensely since then, but I think Djokovic on the surface is more comfortable. I still pick Sinner just based on where he is right now, and Djokovic has been through a lot of wear and tear of the 4-setters the last 2 rounds, but I still wouldn't be shocked if Djokovic found a way to produce an upset.
Well, for sure, Djokovic doesn't have the same game of Shelton.
No.
So
Right.
Sinner will have to change certain strategies. He doesn't. He must serve better because he's playing against a player who returns much better than Shelton.
Yeah, now that has been an issue. I have to say that's been an issue for Djokovic in the recent matches against Sinner. Not breaking his serve very often at all. Once in Paris, didn't break him in Shanghai, the one before that. In match after match, Sinner has served really well against him, but he has to keep that going tomorrow.
Yeah.
So now, Ubaldo, I've been offering all my analysis. I'm curious to know what do you think will happen?
Well, I think Alcaraz will win easily with Fritz, and I think Sinner should win for the 5th time in a row.
How many sets?
Versus Djokovic. It could even be 3 sets. I'm curious to see because yesterday Djokovic versus Cobolli made not many errors, not many mistakes, only 17 in a 3 hours match, but he wasn't so solid and consistent in the long rallies, while in my opinion Sinner, when he is in good shape, he never misses.
I agree. My theory is that Djokovic approaches this match and he plays a brand of tennis that we didn't see in those last 2 rounds, a higher level, because he knows he has no choice and because he's more inspired playing the man who's ranked 1 in the world. And I expect a far better Djokovic to show up for that semifinal with Sinner, and that's why I say I think it will be so close.
Okay, we will see what happens. I just remind you that the last Italian who played the final here, and the only one, was Berrettini in 2021, and he lost to Djokovic.
Right.
And I remind you also that Djokovic has played the last 6 finals.
Yes.
And he is going to play his 14 semifinals at Wimbledon, which is a record better than Federer. That's it. And I say goodbye to my old friend, colleague, and Hall of Famer, Steve Flink. Ciao.
Ciao, Ubaldo.